Wow, you guys really liked the Parish Fish team that I built, so I updated it a lot since I last put a video out on it, and I've changed it around a lot, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of different versions of it that I've used that I really enjoyed. The first one is going to be probably the main one that I enjoyed using the most, and the one that I'm going to use in this video. So I'm going to go through each Pokemon, tell you exactly what the EVs do, things of that nature, so that way you guys get a full understanding of everything. I have my Azumarill here. Azumarill is Terra Ghost type to be able to avoid being trapped in by opposing Gothitelle, to avoid priority with things like Mach Punches from Breloom and from Pawmot, but also the ability to avoid normal hits from things like Girafarig. That's another really big one because the team is a little weak to Trick Room Girafarig. I have enough Spadef investment to be able to take on things like Rotom Thunderbolt. It takes about 22% remaining with Thunderbolt. It has a little bit of defense investment to be able to take on other Dondozo, clicking Earthquake because that's usually the only way that I can hit Azumarill. And then the moves are, 12 speed to be able to outspeed other no speed Azumarill. The rest is 4 into HP, nice, and Lord MV Chinese EV spread. Perish Song is obvious. Ice Spinner is because if you are going up against the weakness policy Armarouge U-turn strategy, you want to be able to get rid of the terrain. So I don't have a wide guard user, so that is a little bit problematic, but Ice Spinner does get rid of the terrain. And I did have fake out on this team for a really long time because you'd be able to fake out the Armarouge. They go for the self-proccing U-turn and then you click it, but I took it off a while ago. But what I do have instead is quick attack priority to be able to hit it at -1 defense, and then I have 2 dark types, so that strategy isn't too good, but still, Ice Spinner is really good to be able to get rid of the terrain. It also allows you to hit Garchomps and Dragonites before they Terastallize, things like that. This move can be switched up for Play Rough. It can be switched up for Liquidation. It can be switched up for a bunch of different moves, but I really like Ice Spinner. Brick Break is to be able to get rid of screens because Grimmsnarl is almost a guaranteed bring versus DONDOZO. And then Protect is Protect to be able to stall out a turn of Perish Song. Next up with Tatsugiri, a lot of times you'll see Tatsugiri with Choice Scarf, with Soak to be able to pair with Meowscarada for Flower Trick shenanigans. I don't really like that too much because it feels like you're just throwing away your Tatsugiri if you get the play wrong, if they Terastallize, things along those lines. So I still really like Focus Sash on this thing because it's still pretty strong with a 120 special attack, guaranteed to get off a hit. Muddy Water is really good against the Terrifier Hydreigons. So I still really like the moves, and Sub plus Protect is really good to be able to stall out the Perish Song, to be able to guarantee that you can get your Dondozo in with only 1 turn of Trick Room left. So I really like this set. Max speed to be able to outspeed other to be able to speed tie other Tatsugiris, but also under Tailwind with max speed, you outspeed the entire format, and the fastest things are pretty much a Dragapult, and you can hit it with a Draco Meteor before it can hit you, which is really good. Dondozo, I actually switched up the EVs a lot. I have enough speed to be able to outspeed Pawmot under with +2 or under Tailwind, and I think that is super important because with the most recent victory of Pawmot plus Dondozo, Pawmot is becoming a little bit more popular, so being able to outspeed that is really good. And then I have enough attack investment to be able to guaranteed KO Rotom at +3 if they're an offensive Rotom, I think is what it is, and then the rest in bulk just to be able to take hits a little bit better. Order up Earthquake, Protect, and Substitute. Earthquake is really good because, as you can see, we have a Hydreigon, so we have an immunity to it if we need to spam Earthquake versus a team. But it also allows us to hit Goldengo for super effective damage. It allows us to hit a lot more, and sometimes that Earthquake is really good to be able to hit things rather than having Liquidation or Wave Crash. I don't like Wave Crash because we're not leftovers for Clear Amulet. Clear Amulet is to be able to stop Parting Shot Grimmsnarl from being able to lower our attack all the way down and making it to where we can't really kill anything. Clear Amulet just blocks Parting Shot altogether, which is really helpful. You click Earthquake and then you get rid of it. So this is the Perish Fish strategy, right? You lead off with these two, you click Perish Song, you wait for it to get down to 1 turn, you bring in Dondozo, you tank a hit if they target it, and then you Terastallize into your Grass typing. Also, I'm Terra Grass because that allows us to resist Electric, that allows us to resist Grass without having to worry about things like Draco Meteors from Dragapult doing a crap ton of damage with the Terra Dragon typing. So I went Terra Grass instead. And then in the final slot, because you're going to be paired next to Dondozo, you kind of have to pick which offensive partner you think will go best with it. And that's really easy to do in a lot of scenarios, because if they don't have a Murkrow, you don't really, like, if they don't have a Murkrow, but they have like an Amoonguss, a Hydreigon, that's obviously going to be Terra Steel, something along those lines, you might want to go with your own Hydreigon, things like that. You kind of just have to look at what your opponent has and play it by ear that way. Then we have the second mode of the team, which is probably honestly a little bit better right now because everybody has a Murkrow. So you're going to find that you're going to be bringing this a lot more often. But we have Hydreigon, Life Orb, Terra Steel, just a standard Hydreigon with Tailwind, Protect, Dark Pulse, and Draco Meteor. I don't really like Flash Cannon on this to be able to hit Sylveon because, I don't know, I wish I had Flash Cannon versus 4 Sylveons, but you need Dark Pulse to be able to hit Goldengo, but you need Draco Meteor to be able to hit other dragons like Garchomp and to have just a nuke button, so it's really nice having both. Versus other Sylveons, you kind of have to just lean on Dondozo to do the heavy lifting, but this is really, really good. This gives you a Tailwind aspect, and if you notice, we're at 88 speed, so even under Tailwind, if this is like just going to be a tanky mon in the endgame, to be able to get some damage off, like if you notice that they can't really break just regular grass Dondozo or just regular water Dondozo, you can bring Tailwind and this will still outspeed Palmots, Garchomps, things of that nature, so still pretty good. Then we have Meowscarada. Now Meowscarada, I went with a couple of different sets, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Aaron, not Cybertron, Aaron Taylor, I think is his name. Aaron Trailer? I can't remember his name. But he was on Cybertron's channel recently, and I realized that I actually am using a lot of what he's using for very similar reasons. So big shout out to him for winning a tournament. No, he came in second place in the tournament with a very similar thing, but he actually had a Meowscarada with Focus Sash that had Trick Room on it, along with Flower Trick, Knockoff, and Fake Tears is the set that he ran. I'm running a little bit more of an offensive set because I think it's still really, really good offensively, right? Flower Trick is really strong. I really, really like it as an offensive Pokemon, but I don't want to be choice banded because, as you can see, we do have Protect and Ally Switch. Protect is really good if you're paired up next to Dondozo clicking Earthquake. Ally Switch is really good if you're paired up next to Sylveon, Hydreigon, or Dondozo, because then you're able to kind of sort of just throw off their entire game plan, get a really big hit off with one of your offensive Pokemon, and you're good to go. You have enough speed to be able to outspeed Dondozo at +2, meaning if they are not terastallized, you can still hit them with a really hard-hitting Flower Trick. Really, really cool Pokemon. I like it a lot. I went with Miracle Seed because I don't really know what other item to give it. I don't want to do Muscle Band because I want Flower Trick to get stronger. And this is 1.2 power compared to 1.1 power with Muscle Band. So I went with Miracle Seed, even though the knockoff like power would be pretty good, but pretty cool Meowscarada. I really like it. And then we have Sylveon. Now Sylveon is going to be Terra Fire. Also, this is just Terra Grass because you're never going to terastallize this thing. You're going to either terastallize this for defensive usage. You're going to terastallize this or this or this for offensive usage. So that's kind of where that is. Well, this is, I guess, is kind of defensive usage. If it had Flash Cannon, which I really, really, really want to put Flash Cannon on this thing. I really want to put Flash Cannon on this thing over Protect, but Protect is just so freaking good. We'll play around with it today and see if like I need Flash Cannon, but that can be something that you guys decide on. Sylveon has enough speed to be able to outspeed Garchomp under Tailwind, because if you pair this next to Hydreigon, you Terra Steel, you click Tailwind, and then you click Protect, and then you have this thing really, really ready to go. Just hard hitting, Hyper Voice, Throat Spray to be able to give the +1 into special attack whenever you use a sound based move, which Hyper Voice is. Hyper Voice is very, 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 very strong. And then you also have Terra Blast, which is a normal type 80 base power move before you terastallize, meaning you have a single target fairy type attack. If you're going up against something like a Hariyama and Armarouge, you're able to hit their Pokemon with a single target fairy type move, but if you terastallize, it's a fire type move. So that's really good for things like Terra Steel, Hydreigon, for Goldengo, for things of that nature. Hard things to deal with this team. Mousehold. Mousehold is very difficult to deal with. You basically need to terastallize Steel, Tailwind, and then Protect with whatever's next to it to be able to outspeed it the following turn, which Sylveon can't even outspeed Mousehold the following turn. So it is difficult to deal with, but this is the updated team. I really, really like this, and then I'm going to show you some of the other options that I also really like. So this doesn't have the Perish Song aspect to it, but this is basically what Aaron Taylor used, but I changed it up a little bit to be a little bit more what I like. And this one, I just went with a super offensive Dondozo. I need to make this the other set But I still really like this set, along with the Choice Scarf Tatsugiri with the Soak Shenanigans. This one has Trick Room and Ally Switch with the Focus Sash, but it still has the Throat Spray with enough to be able to outspeed Garchomp. But this one I actually like Trick Room a little bit more because you do have access to Wide Guard with Hariyama, but you also have a Trick Room Abuser with Hariyama. But what's really interesting about this is because it is a Trick Room Abuser, if you're noticing that you're going up against a very fast team, you are slower than things like Garchomp, Goldengo, Hydreigon, so you can use a really good Trick Room aspect of this team. But at the same time, if you set up a Tailwind, you're actually faster than Garchomps with both of these Pokemon, so you're actually pretty speedy under Tailwind. And then this thing does have the Flower Trick and Knockoff combination as well. And then this is kind of just a, if you're able to get it in the late game, it's really, really good. Or you can just lead off with it if you realize they don't have a Murkrow or a really good way to handle it. I do like Sub plus Protect with lefties, because if you're Sub, then you can actually sub up against things like the Amoonguss that are going to try to clear Smog you. You can Protect against Spores. You can do a whole bunch of different really good stuff to be able to deal with things. This really should just be this, though. This needs to be... I'm going to change this up. It needs to be 88. I think it's 176 is what I run. 72. I think that's what I run. I'll have to double check. But either way, this is about what I do. But I really like this set, and I also do really like this team. Like it, I like Hariyama more than the Armarouge that Aaron Taylor uses, because it gives me Fake Out support plus a really good Trick Room Abuser, which I don't think Armarouge is personally, but it still gives you access to the Wide Guard. So this is going to be the other team. I also changed this to outspeed Palmont under Tailwind, but I do really like this team as well. I think it's a lot of fun to use. It's just, I've found that the Perish Song aspect of it can really throw your opponent off guard. So I prefer the Perish Song version of the team to this one. I'm going to put Pokepaste to all of the teams that I'm going to show you, by the way, in the description down below. And I'm probably not going to do a rental team of all three of them. Probably just going to do the one of the Perish Song, but this is another really good variation of the team. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is actually a Skeledirge set, because I really like Skeledirge in general. I go Terra Fairy to be able to deal with Dondozo. If you're finding that your team is struggling with Dondozo at all, throw this on your team. You can Protect with leftovers to be able to pretty much mitigate almost any damage that it can do to you with Unaware. Especially with Terra Fairy making you immune to Order Up. You have a Will-O-Wisp to be able to hit it. And what's great is a lot of Dondozo are running Terra Grass. Torch Song is a sound-based move, so it goes through Substitute. So even if they sub up to avoid the Will-O-Wisp, you can hit them through Substitute with Torch Song, which is really, 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 really strong. And if you Torch Song up enough and they're not unaware, because I know some are even running Water Veil for some reason, I don't understand why, you can actually Hex and just do a lot of damage as well. So this is another really good set that you can kind of sort of just splash onto one of the other teams. Like I've used this over the Hydreigon, and then use like the Trick Room aspect with the Hariyama and Sylveon aspect. To be able to use this as a Dondozo check if you're going up against other Dondozo. But that is basically all I'm going to show you guys for the team building. Let's get into the battles. Okay, so first opponent has very, 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 very few answers to Sylveon, but they have a Murkrow, they have a Goldengo, they have a Scarlet, they have a lot of things that are really good against Dondozo. So I don't think Dondozo is the wave here. However, I do think that Sylveon is a really good lead here, and I think it's very good against, I think it's also very good with Tatsugiri. Actually, I'm going to do something a little crazy, yes. Because they have Annihilate as well. So I really want to bring Azu plus Tatsugiri Focus Sash lead, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And then I'm actually going to bring Hydreigon and Meowscarada in the back, I think. So the reason why I'm doing this is because if they lead off with their Annihilate and they're going to go for a final Gambit, I'm going to know right away, right? I'm going to be able to click Protect and I'm going to be able to scout it out. But with Tatsugiri, I'm actually able to live the final Gambit because of Focus Sash. And if they are Tailwind plus something else, I'm actually able to Terra Fire and deal with their Goldengo a little bit, a click Muddy Water, things along those lines. So, okay. This isn't too bad. this isn't too bad because what I can do is I can Terra Fire and Hyper Voice, and I can click Muddy Water as well, and this will pick up the knockout on the Grimmsnarl, but it'll also allow me to force them to click Hyper Voice with their own Sylveon, which my Sylveon will resist, and I'll be able to get my Throat Spray active. And there's a good chance that I actually outspeed their Sylveon, because some Sylveons don't run the speed investment that I have. But with them having Tailwind, they should be running that amount of speed. I think I'm going to try out the I think I'm going to try Skeledirge on the Trick Room version of this team, because I think that this team just does have a lot of merit in draw. I think Dondozo is really good because it forces a lot of prep. I did Terrastalize first, which means that there's a chance that they're slower than me. And are they fire? They are fire. Perfect. So I get the Muddy Water off, and I get the Hyper Voice off. So this will be really, really, really good damage. I go for the Light Screen. That is totally fine. Muddy Water misses. As long as I hit the Sylveon. I didn't hit the Sylveon. Perfect. I love hearing that. So do they go for the Hyper Voice as well? They do. It's fine. I think I'm just going to do it again. I think I'm just going to do it again. Yeah. Because I don't really need my Tatsugiri in this matchup. I just wanted it to be able to chip down the Sylveon. And it hasn't been able to do that yet. So maybe Draco Meteor was a little bit better. But I want to be able to also hit the Grimmsnarl. Unless their Grimmsnarl has Sucker Punch, which they typically aren't running right now, it should be okay. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit of chip damage off on the Sylveon with Muddy Water. That's fine. I'm still at neutral. And their team was actually pretty weak to Hyper Voice, unless they have Goldengo in the back, which if they do, and they kill my okay, so I do get the Muddy Water off. Good chip. Get the Hyper Voice off. Good chip. They go for Terra Blast Fire into what? Into my Sylveon. Okay. I'm gonna click Protect. And I'm actually going to click Muddy Water again. This is for a couple of different reasons. One, my Tatsugiri does not outspeed the Goldengo. So if they leave it in, right, and they click like Hyper Voice, or they click Make It Rain, my Tatsugiri will go down, and I can get into one of my other offensive Pokemon that can deal with both of theirs. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. They switch out. Into what? We go back into this. Okay. But now I get another Muddy Water off. This time I missed the Grimmsnarl. At least I get the chip damage off on the Sylveon. That's really what I want. And they go for the Hyper Voice, which is perfect. That's what I was hoping for, right? That's what I was hoping for. Because now, oh, my camera froze, no. Sorry for my camera freezing. Because now what I can do is I can go to my Hydreigon. And I'm going to click... I'm actually going to switch out into Meowscarada to prevent the Prankster the Prankster Parting Shot, and I'm going to click Dark Pulse into Sylveon. This will reset the... like, if they were to go for another Parting Shot and give me to -1, this would also negate that. But this double Dark type switch in allows me to prevent that. They go for the Protect, expecting... Yep. Ooh, did they go for... They went for Spirit Break onto my Hydreigon. This is going to kill me. That's unfortunate. But... This is not bad. This is not bad. Because... Even though they still have all 4 of their Pokemon, right? Still do this, and then I think we're going to do this. I really didn't expect them to click Spirit Break on my Hydreigon, but I guess I should have. Reflect is fine. Because their team is already chipped down enough. You know, like their team is... Like their Goldengo is at 50%, meaning it'll die to the knockoff. Especially in tandem with Terra Blast. Like their team is pretty weak. And I can crit them through the Reflect. And they didn't get me to -1 either, which is really good. So this is phenomenal. This is absolutely phenomenal. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to knock off, and I'm going to Terra Blast Fire, I think. No, I'm going to protect. And Terra Fire. Because if they go for Make It Rain, my Sylveon should live because it resists. They go for Tailwind. This is a Sylveon. This thing hits hard. This thing hits very, 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 very hard. Yep, cool. And we actually live one more with Sylveon. Stab, Fire, Terra Blast, even behind Light Screen. No, it doesn't kill, but not the end of the world, because what we can do is we can click Knock Off and we can click Quick Attack. So there was a couple of things that I think I probably could have done a little bit better in this game, right? I probably should have protected with... I probably should have protected with my Hydreigon. Whenever they clicked Spirit Break, I should have expected that, but I just got a little too ready for it. But Quick Attack comes out, it's gonna kill it, which is good. And now we're just a Hyper Voice and a Flower Trick away from winning. Because it is a Violate, which is good to know. We'll click Flower Trick, and we will click Hyper Voice. Brave Bird does kill us. Wow. I'm surprised. Should have clicked Quick Attack, man. How much does this do? Oh, good chip. I think they have 2 more turns of Tailwind, right? 1 more turn of Tailwind. I didn't think Brave Bird would be able to take me out. So the reason why I'm clicking Protect here while they have 1 more turn of Tailwind is because now they have to get up another Tailwind in order to be able to outspeed me, which they won't be able to do. So this just stalled out their Tailwind appropriately. And then Flower Trick will be able to pick up the KO. And then they forfeit. Cool. So, again, a couple of things we could have done better. We could have protected with Hydreigon on the Spirit Break. We could have clicked Quick Attack instead of clicking Hyper Voice just to be able to ensure that we got the damage off. But again, I also didn't think Brave Bird would kill Sylveon from that range, but I guess Sylveon isn't the most physically bulky Pokemon, so definitely just should have clicked Quick Attack. But let's go ahead and hop over to the next one. All right, so this one, we're going up against the team that Aaron Cybertron Zhang just featured on their channel. So I'm going to go with my Perish Fish option, and then I think in the back I'm going to bring Sylveon and Dondozo. Actually, no. I'm going to go Hydreigon plus Dondozo. So the reason why I'm not bringing Meowscarada is because I know they're Terra Grass. They also have 2 other Pokemon that are really strong against me. But one thing that is really, really good, if they lead off with Meowscarada, which I have a feeling they're going to, they cannot hit my Azumarill with Flower Trick. But I'm also able to get up the Perish Song. I can live any one hit from anything on their team. Tatsugiri Meowscarada. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to click Perish Song and Draco Meteor. If they try to kill my Azumarill here, they can't. Flower Trick does not affect Sap Sipper. And if they like double target down my Tatsugiri, like that's just a good play. And like I can't really be upset about it, you know? With them being Choice Scarfed, I don't think they would lock themselves into Draco Meteor here. They Terra. What are they tearing? They Terra Grass. I do know that. I'm very excited to see if they do go for Draco. They do miss, unfortunately, which sucks. But they Flower Tricked my Azumarill. So even with the expectation of them clicking Draco Meteor versus my Tatsugiri, they still did not attack the Azumarill, which was really good. So in like a best of 3 scenario, if we had the exact same leads, right? What I would do is I would actually click Protect with my Tatsugiri to avoid the double target. And then I would just go hard into Dondozo after I got the Perish Song up, but so now we're in a situation where they should never, ever click Flower Trick. We're going to Protect and Protect. I still really like my Azumarill here in the end game, so I'm not going to let my Azumarill go down. But I have a feeling they're going to click Tailwind here. They're still Flower Tricking my Azumarill. Wow. Tough. And they Dark Pulsed my Azumarill. Go. Huh. Do I want to click Ice Spinner? I think I do. You know what? No, I'm going to pull the switch. Because if they click it, if they double target me again, like that's just a really good play. You know, but I don't think they should. I don't think they should. Do they? I think because my Tatsugiri just protected, I think they would target that down in order to stop. No, they do target it. What? You're a psychopath. Holy. Did they Dark Pulse it? Yeah. Wow, they actually double targeted it. That's insane. So the reason why I'm saying that I didn't expect that is because, like, even with, but I should, no, I don't get the thing off. I'm gonna go into Hydreigon here. My Tatsugiri is still really good. It's still really good. If they switch out, if they switch out of their Meowscarada, my Azumarill still can hard wall their Meowscarada. So that's kind of why I'm switching out my Tatsugiri, so I can also save it because they have Dondozo in the back, which Dondozo is kind of sort of bad against Tatsugiri, but it's also not the best versus my Azumarill. So if I can win this speed tie here against their Hydreigon and take out their Hydreigon, I'd be in a really good spot. I'll be in a really, really, really good spot. Man, if I clicked Ice Spinner versus their Hydreigon there, so good. No, they win the speed tie, which stinks because it does a lot of damage. But they do lose theirs. Cool. So what I'm going to do here, they have Wave Crash, Order Up, and Earthquake, and Protect. That's their moves. I need to break the Focus Sash on Meowscarada. So I'm going to click Protect, and I'm going to click Ice Spinner. Because even if they click, like, Knockoff, like, I know they're Trick Room, Fake Tears, Flower Trick, Knockoff on their Meowscarada. I know they're Protect, Earthquake, Wave Crash, Order Up on their Dondozo. That does a good chunk still. It does a good chunk still. So we do break the Sash, which is perfect. And they Wave Crashed. I'm going to click Dark Pulse, I think. Or no, I'm going to Draco the Dondozo. Because even with them killing me there, I'm still in a position to where I can win. Not easily, but I can win. And here's how. I click Ice Spinner this turn versus the Meowscarada. Right? Yep. And it dies to one more. So now, this Wave Crash isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. So now, I'm able to drop in my Tatsugiri. And I'm going to click Protect. Plus Ice Spinner to take out the Meowscarada. I might want to put in a little bit more attack investment in this Azumarill. Okay. Meowscarada's gone, which is really good. Man, if I had clicked Ice Spinner plus Draco on, like, the double target, man, this game would have been so much easier. Like, so much easier. If I got rid of their, they click Earthquake. Okay. I should live this. Yeah, cool. So I get to get off a Draco, a Brick Break, and another Draco, and that should seal up the game as long as I hit 2. But now that I brought it to life, I'm not going to. Good damage. And they are unaware. So this order up is going to bring me down to my sash. Then we Draco. Brick break. They're going to protect here to gain some lefties. They didn't even protect to gain lefties back. Perfect. That was a rough game. I definitely made some misplays. If I had clicked the +2 Ice Spinner as a double targeted, dude, game would have been so much easier. But, you know, I guess that's something that I'm just probably going to have to read, because they, even with them taking out my Dondozo, they still struggled versus everything else that I had, because they didn't double target my Tatsugiri to begin with. So if I click Protect and Perish Song turn 1, right? Trying to think how I would beat that in like future games. In a best of 3, that would just be a really fun matchup. But either way, very good game. As you can see, we are Master Ball tier. I have a ton of losses from like just testing and stuff like that, but we're still in Master Ball tier. So let's get to the next one. Okay, so they do not have a Murkrow, which means that my Perish Fish looks amazing. They do have a Sylveon. So I need to think about how I want to play this. I do really like Perish Fish. I also have a Beartic. I need to think about what I want my last one. I think I'm gonna make my last Mon Hydreigon, because if they're unaware Clodsire, I want to be able to spam Dracos versus it. But I think this is what we're gonna do. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So many people don't expect Sap Sipper or Azumarill, but like with Spore being so prevalent, Fake Out being prevalent, with Meowscarada being everywhere, having Sap Sipper plus Covert Cloak is like so good at just guaranteeing that you get up the Trick Room. Okay, let's see what they lead off with. They lead off with Pelipper Beartic. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to Perish Song and Protect. The reason why I'm protecting is I don't want them to click like Crash plus Hurricane into my Tatsugiri and then just ruin everything I could do. But with Dondozo, they actually can't touch Dondozo that well in its water form, allowing me to still have my Terastallizing afterwards, which is really good. If they double target into my Azumarill, there's nothing that they can do to kill it with a combination of Beartic. Unless they're like Terra Electric Beartic, which they didn't Terastallize, so that's good. But let's see what they go for. They go for Close Combat. That's resisted, my guy. That looks banded. That looks like it's banded. Life Orb. I was close. And Hurricane. Can we live this? Cool, we can. Let's go. So now I'm in a tough situation, right? Like, could they double target my Tatsugiri? Yeah. Do I want to risk it? No. I'm just going to do this. Because I still want to save this thing around. Like, I still want to save my Azumarill because endgame Perish Song. They click close combat. I'm at +2/+2. Like, I don't think they'll be able to two-shot me. And I think there's a chance that I even outspeed their bear tick depending on how much speed investment they have. Let's see. Bear tick is base 50 speed, so if they're adamant 252, they actually outspeed. They go into Meowscarada. They go into Meowscarada. So they have 2 turns left. What we'll do is we'll click sub. That still did a lot of damage. That still did a lot of damage. We'll click protect to stall out a turn of their rain and to stall the Parasong down to 1. People really hate my Azumarill, huh? People really hate my Azumarill. I guess they just assume that it's going to switch out into Dondozo all the time. But like if I clicked Draco Meteor into Beartic there, this game just became 100 times easier. Like okay, so they're not expecting the Terra Grass. They're not expecting the Terra Grass. Okay, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to think because I have Hydreigon in the back. I will Terra Grass and I will click Order Up into Beartic. They do withdraw, which is good. Hopefully they go into their Pelipper. That would be best case scenario because then I can even get rid of their rain. Yep, perfect. We Terra Grass to avoid the Flower Trick. Also, if you don't know, Dondozo can never outspeed Meowscarada. It's like it always just... That didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. But... Oh, Tatsugiri being down. I can bring this in. I can click Order Up. It'll kill. Then I can click Tailwind. And then I will outspeed their Beartic in the rain. And I will also outspeed their Meowscarada. So the way that I'm thinking is if they allow me to kill their Pelipper here and they click Flower Trick or Knock Off into my Hydreigon, what I'm able to do is I'm able to get up the Tailwind. They do let me kill. They do let me kill this, which is good. Because now, if they click Play Rough, that's the only thing that'd be scary. I do get up the Tailwind. Did they go for Trick Room? They did go for Trick Room. Wow. That was a really good play. That was a really good play because now they're going to go into their Beartic. I need to double target it. You know what? I'm going to make a read. They could Terra Ice and Ice Skull Crash my Dondozo here, and that would be very, 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 very bad. them clicking Trick Room there was super smart. Super smart. They didn't terastalize. Oh man, my read didn't pay off. Oof. I went for knockoff. Man, I almost double targeted it. We're going to order up an ice spinner. Hopefully I can live an ice punch. Plus knockoff combination. Like, it's super effective, so I doubt it. And Beartic is strong. Like, Beartic has like base, what, 145? 130 physical attack. This is a strong move. And it's super effective. I'm at +2, but I should still have a knockoff. Broke the sash, which is good. They go for flower trick. Perfect. Okay. We're still in an okay position. I don't know what their final mon is. Sylveon. I'm gonna double protect. I got the double. That's what I needed. Holy crap, that's what I needed. Wow. Can I live? No. Oh my god. I don't think I can win this. I think I just have to crit the Sylveon with Earthquake. I need a double crit, to be honest with you. Oh, so close. Oh my god, that was such a close game. That was so nerve-wracking. Their Trick Room play was phenomenal. I can't even be mad at that. GG's. GG's. That was such a good game. I'm trying to think, how would I combat that in future games? I think I would Tailwind immediately. Is what I would try to do. No, I wouldn't even do that. Actually, I think what I would do is I would lead off with, in order to make sure I got the Tailwind up. I don't even know. All right, let's just get into the next one. Okay, so we're going up against a pretty standard looking team that has Murkrow on it, but it also has Goldengo. So I'm going to lead off with this plus a Dragon. I think I'm going to bring Meowscarada and Tatsugiri in the back. I really like Tatsugiri in the back for Muddy Water for the Arcanine, because otherwise I do kind of struggle to take out Arcanine just a little bit. Okay, let's see what they lead off with. Hoping to see Murkrow plus Goldengo. Arcanine Murkrow is also fine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click Tailwind along with them. And I think I'm just going to Hyper Voice. I'm going to Terastallize. Yeah. The reason I'm Terastallizing this instead of my Hydreigon is because I want to be able to resist Make It Rain from Goldengo. And if they get up a Tailwind and I get up a Tailwind, if they bring in their Goldengo next, I want to be able to outspeed it with Gon. They do go for Tailwind. Nice little visual glitch. Go for Play Rough, and they miss. Dude, what is with Ranked Ladder having, like, the best coverage for literally everything? Cool. So we do get that off. I think this time I'm going to click Hyper Voice. I think I'm going to Dark Pulse. Yeah, I'm going to Dark Pulse. We're going to withdraw. Do I get a little bit of chip damage off on the Goldengo? I do, which is good. Perfect. They miss another Play Rough. That is actually less than ideal because I could have gone into my Meowscarada next. And that would have been good. That would have been very good for me. Missing 2 Play Roughs is super unlucky. I almost clicked Terrifier into the Murkrow. They have Sylveon now. I'm going to click Hyper Voice, and I'm going to click Dark Pulse, right? Yes. Because I have my Meowscarada in the back to be able to hit Sylveon. Even if they Quick Attack here, that's fine. I don't care. If they Hyper Voice and kill, that's okay. Get the chip off on Sylveon I needed. And like I said, I was okay with losing my Hydreigon a turn ago. Because all they have in the back is a Murkrow. And their leftovers Goldengo. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. And they protected last turn, so I'm not really worried about a protect this turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Terra Blast Fire, and I'm going to Protect. Because I'm kind of expecting them to switch out, but I'm also expecting them to try to kill my Meowscarada this turn, and I don't really want that in my life. That's a little bit of negativity that I don't want. So I'm kind of expecting them to switch out their Goldengo into their Murkrow to try to get up a Tailwind next. But let's see, do they Terra? Flying. Does this still kill? Does this kill? UOTD. Does this kill? They go for the Shadow Ball. Doesn't kill, but I do live this next Hyper Voice and I can Quick Attack kill it. Tailwind peters out. Tailwind peters out. Perfect. We click Quick Attack and we click Flower Trick. Them going for Shadow Ball is interesting. They're going to try to get up the Tailwind again, but I think I'm okay if they do. I think I'm okay if they do. Because I don't think a Make It Rain will kill. And either way, I have my Tatsugiri in the back. I have my Focus Sash Tatsugiri in the back. I'm fine. So what I need to do is to ensure that I kill the Murkrows. I quick attack the Murkrow, and then I click knock off on the Goldengo. If they click Make It Rain, I should live with my Meowscarada because they're leftovers. Yeah, I should live with my Meowscarada if they're leftovers. I'm trying to remember the calc. And then either way, even if they don't kill, I have my Focus Sash Tatsugiri in the back. They went for the double protect. They didn't click Tailwind. What? Why didn't they click Tailwind? I fully expected the Tailwind there. I can't believe Quick Attack didn't kill that Murkrow. I can't believe that Quick Attack didn't kill Murkrow. It must be a Violite, which makes sense. Okay, so that one was okay. Nothing too crazy. Let's just hop into the next one. Well, guys, there you have it. There's 4 battles showing off this team specifically. There are a few things that I would change about this, though. I would actually give Dondozo leftovers because in like a lot of the situations that I was just in, leftovers would have been phenomenal to be able to protect up, to be able to live a hit. So I think leftovers on Dondozo would be really, really good. Try it out. But this is going to be the Parish Fish team, and if you wanted another team, I also have the other one. The rental code is in the top right hand corner, but let me cut to the other one. And then this is the other one that has the Skeledirge in case you're going up against a lot of other Dondozo, but this also gives you the Skeledirge to be able to help out against things like Sylveon, because you can actually take hits pretty well from Sylveon. You're unaware from the boost that it gets from Throat Spray. You resist its stab of Hyper Voice. So not too bad. And this gives you Hariyama, which gives you Wide Guard for the Goldengo matchup. So this is also a really, really, really fun team, but it does not allow you to have 2 Pokemon on the field whenever you go with the Dondozo strategy. So just keep that in mind. But this is going to be the teams. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, please make sure you leave a like down below for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.